Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Wendy, and this video is going to be another challenge. I'm challenging myself to deal with magazines. And please forgive me if you can hear my puppy in the background barking. He's not happy tonight. So I wanted to really turn a magazine into a junk journal. I seen some mixed art journals where they've painted them and did some really cool art, but I wanted to see if I could try to turn it into an actual journal with my scrapbook paper and making pockets and tags. So this is prototype 1. So if you guys want to try this along with me, please do. I do have some ideas for another one that hopefully might turn out better, but we'll see. So what I did was I got this old Better Homes and Garden magazine, and I already had pages torn out of it and whatnot. But what I did was I went through and started gluing pages together. At first I started with gluing 5 pages together, okay, and then I'm like, that's a little bit too much, so then I dropped it down to 4, and I'm like, no, I can go down a little bit less. So I ended up going down to 3 pages. So I've been gluing 3 pages together, and it did take a while to dry. Oh, I gotta cut that duct tape. It did take a while to dry because it's, you know, magazines are kind of like newspapers. They absorb the wetness. I was going to use my glue stick, but it takes a lot of glue. So I used some cheap Elmer's clear glue because all I wanted to do was get these pages stuck together. I used a makeup sponge to kind of smooth out the glue as much as I could, because we all know when we use wet glue on this type of paper you get wrinkles, but that's okay because I think I can cover this with my paper and just use these as base pages, is my thinking. So after I got them all glued, I let them dry, and then what I did was I came back and covered the spine with duct tape. Okay, so really it hasn't, you know, gotten too, you know, too fluffy. So I covered the spine with duct tape, and then I came back and with some more duct tape I went between the pages and put a line of duct tape down. So just to reinforce the spine, you know, and the and I left a single page here and I think I have one more single page in the back, just because I just like, I might want to play around with that. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So duct tape down the spine of each one. And then I'm at the point to where I want to make the cover, but I think I need to cut this down because I have I got 12 by 12 paper, and I thought if I could wrap this fully and then maybe put fabric on the spine without having to piece together more paper, and then a 12 by 12 to fit fully on the page. So really I need to trim it down, which is what I think I'm going to do. Remember, this is prototype. I've never done this before. I'm kind of just experimenting as I go. But this was just one magazine. I got tons of them, and I just thought if this turns out, I could really make some fun ones. So I went ahead and marked this one, and I think I was cutting off 1.5 inches. So I'm just going to lay my ruler down and just get my little X-Acto knife and just, oh, I don't want to cut my mat. That's one thing I don't want to do. I don't want to cut my mat. So if you guys want to try this along with me, Or if you guys got different ideas, please do. But this is the magazine challenge. So let me pause this for a minute. Let me get this cut off and we'll go from there. Okay. I removed the 1.5, what did I say, 1.5 inch? 1.5 inch. And when you do that, just make sure you take it slow. You press down if you have a metal ruler and just take it slow and steady and repeat, repeat, repeat until, you know, they're all cut off. Now I have a bunch of these strips, which I will save in my cup here to be used at a later date. I have a McDonald's coffee cup that I kind of stick my strips in because I use them constantly. So, next step, I think I'm going to make this all bright and cheery and not do, I don't know what I'm going to do. Let's see here. I think I'm going to use up some of this paper because it's so bright and cheery. And I don't have much of it left anyway. So let's go for... I love that green. So let's go for the green. And I think what I'll do is I will cut this down to size. I just don't have no room today. Hold on here, folks. Let me make some room. Okay. I think I'm going to cut this down to the size, and then leave this spine because it's not going to fit if I try to wrap it. It's too small, and then that means I either have to cut it smaller or put an extender on it, where I'd rather just cover it like this and then lay over fabric or additional cardstock or whatnot. So let's do this. So where is my pencil? Let's see here. I'm going to go straight to the edge. And then, okay. And I will probably go right. I can always trim it down. And I'm going to tear because I like the tearing look. And let's see what size this ends up being. Oh boy, it's been a long day. Ever have a long day? Okay. So for the front cover, I think I will do that. And then I can always trim. Probably needs to trim a little bit. So let's see here. Well, I think it's pretty good. So let's do, I wonder if that's going to be the same size that I need. So is. Let's check the back. Okay. I just need to cut off the top. I just got to cut off the top. All right. And I want the splash. Hopefully you guys will attempt doing a magazine I'm just really determined to make it look like a junk journal, or, some type of journal. I just don't want to put gesso all in it and paint it. And, I already have trouble waiting for the glue to dry at times. So, let's do the back side first, and then I can flip it over. And I will probably use, what do I want to use? I guess let's try the tacky glue today, and I'll see how it holds. It's a brand new bottle. Yeah. All right, so I am going to, let's try this glue first, and then I'll probably come back and hit the edges with some of my silicone glue. And I probably need to use a sponge to smear, but that's okay. That's all right. It's gonna get decorated on the fronts anyway, so if there's any ripple, there shouldn't be. This is pretty sturdy scrapbook paper. And of course, all right. Hope I can get it up without smearing it everywhere. Okay, let's see if I can get this on straight. This is straight. I have to trim that. I have to trim. All right. Press, press, press. And we'll smooth this out. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do the front, and then I will probably put this on under my book press, which is basically big old heavy dictionary like books, to keep it flat and let this really attach itself. And then we'll go from there and maybe pick out some fabric and some cardstock for the spine. And I'm always excited to attempt something I haven't tried before. It gets you thinking and gets you creating things that you're like, never would have thought in a million years. Okay. Let's put this baby down. I'm so messy with the glue. All right, let me get this one down. And it's down. Oh, I didn't put enough glue on this. I knew it. I knew I would have missed it. How did I do? How did I miss a whole edge? Who knows? Okay. All right, so now all I have to do is wait, which I'm not so patient, but I want it to be firmly attached. So what I'll do is put my stack of books on top of it. Oh, I got a whole stack here. Actually, it's all my stuff I'm working on. And I'm going to leave it here and let it... Oh my gosh, all you guys see is my crap. I saved a McDonald's. Anyway, I won't get into it. I'm going to leave it here, let it dry, and then hopefully you guys will come back for the next part, and we'll continue on and we'll try to turn this magazine into a junk journal. So come back.